Hello and welcome to the Be the Bright podcast presented by Ridge Supply. My name is Matt Hawkins. I'm the owner of Ridge Supply, and I'm here with Jordan Spoon, who's the man behind our Ridge Supply Arsenal Ambassador Group Instagram account. We're here live on Zoom recording these questions today from Arsenal members. These are available on YouTube. You can subscribe to our channel there or on Anchor or Spotify for podcast version. Jordan, welcome. And this is episode 5 for us. We're still fielding questions from Arsenal members that have submitted questions to us for us to answer live on camera. I don't know which questions Jordan is going to ask, but he's going to pitch them to me, and we're going to do the best we can.
All right,
episode 5, let's get it.
Episode 5, we're getting in here deep now. We're slowly just building up. So we've got a question from Michelle Stoltz was the first one that asked it, but Chris Bradley, who I believe just got accepted to Arsenal, he's one of the new ones. He also asked, they kind of asked in a general roundabout way, what does the Phoenix stand for? Where did the Phoenix come from? I know that's kind of the backstory of Arsenal, but talk about where the Phoenix came from and what it stands for.
Yeah, so again, if people don't know that where Arsenal started, or Ridge Supply wasn't a thing. Arsenal started in Virginia in 2004, and myself and some friends were doing a lot of team 24-hour racing for our local bike shop, and had been doing it for a couple years. And we found that we were basically having to kind of support ourselves, for entries and for equipment and all that kind of stuff anyway. And so we were looking to establish a name instead of riding under the name of the shop, establish our own team name. And at the time, I was sort of thinking about it and designing the concept. And the Arsenal, if you follow European football, Arsenal is a huge, anybody who actually follows that kind of thing, if you say the word Arsenal, they're not thinking about us. That is for sure.
Yeah. We even have a few people when you post pictures of the kits and they say Arsenal that are from the UK, they're like, oh, I can't wear that. I can't wear it because it's just such a different culture around that word in that country.
For sure. And so that was a concern, but domestically, it's not really something that anybody was using for a team name. And we had our team was kind of like a collection of privateers that were getting together, doing these races and competing against a team that was supported by the state of Pennsylvania at the time. And those guys were, they were like semi-pro. So we kind of, we were like getting our arsenal together, and we were going and competing. And that was where the name came from. And when I was designing a logo, the logo has a phoenix, and it has 3 stars. We don't use the stars as much anymore, like in the Phoenix logo, but the original logo had 3 stars, and those were the 3 original members. It was myself, Justin Riddle, and Trevor Saylor. And we were all, I can't even remember how old we were, but it was about Jordan's age, honestly. I was late 20s, and we were, we didn't know what we were doing, honestly. So, but we had this cool concept of like having our own jerseys, having our own stuff. And we decided that the Phoenix was this symbol of us sort of rising from the traditional model of like shop teams. Cause that's all anybody, you were either on a club team or on a shop team. Nobody had their own, an independent kind of thing. So that being said, we did this 24-hour racing back then. When Arsenal came along as a Ridge Supply thing, the Phoenix and the rising up really symbolized for me why, like when Ridge Supply started, the origin story, which, we could get into that later. But the origin story of the brand is about, you know, I got hit by a truck and I was like on the side of the road and, you know, it was bad. But when I started the brand, it was about being more positive and not letting a really negative thing like that affect my joy for riding bikes, or also the safety of feeling like when you're out riding that something bad might happen.
Yeah.
And so that rising up feeling of just like taking back some power and control over the fear of getting hit again or something, was kind of where that came from. So the symbolism in 2004 was for something different. And then for Ridge Supply, it means something different too. And honestly, heck, it's just a Phoenix. It's just a Phoenix, but, and it may mean something different for folks now that, you know, I'm not sure. It would be an interesting question to ask.
Yeah.
But, that's where it came from. And that's the concept behind the symbolism of it.
Well, I think it's cool that it kind of has the original meaning, but a new meaning, but it's still a similar concept behind both of them.
Yeah.
Kind of, you know, building up and getting over and growing past and moving up from something.
Yeah. And I think the Arsenal members are it's a lot of privateers. And I think people who like myself who don't, I mean, I may train, but I'm not on a training program. I'm not actively racing every weekend or on a team that is structuring my stuff. You constantly have this feeling of like getting kicked off of the, you know, your flow, and you have to shake the dust, and you have to get back up on it. And that whole kind of feeling is symbolized in that, you know, there's people that we all know that are just, they train all the time. They're strong. They dedicate their whole world to, you know, training, recovery, and performance. And then there's those of us who are just like average Joes that we love to ride. And, you know,
we love to go fast, but we can't dedicate that much time because of life in general.
The peaks and valleys that you and I have had since just March are insane. You know, it's too much roller coaster of fitness and stuff, but that's kind of where the Phoenix is symbolic of the group too.
So hopefully that answers that question for Michelle and Chris. I think that's a pretty good explanation of why the Phoenix and really even where the Phoenix kind of came from. So one more from Michelle. Have you ever made socks for dogs?
Woo. No, I haven't made socks for dogs. Michelle has got two of the cutest dog. They're like Instagram celebrities. You know, Bean and Bear, I do believe their names are. And if if I could make a technical dog sock, I mean, yes, I'm sure I could sell 2 sets to her, but I don't think there's a real big market in that. But no, we don't make them yet. But if somebody has a lead on how to make a great dog sock, you know, hey, I'm always open.
Defeat needs to hire somebody to figure out how to make dog socks.
Yeah.
And we can get some going.
I mean, we'd charge $20,000 a piece for them or something like that, and they might be worth investment. Yeah.
So that was Michelle's last question.
Okay, cool.
So I think that answers all hers. We got one more from Maggie. How did you choose the Arsenal colors?
The Arsenal colors, so that's kind of a cool story. So we had Arsenal originally was just like black and white. And of course that wasn't going to work as a Ridge Supply concept. And obviously blues are the thing for the brand. But I wanted to make sure that Arsenal as a concept was about brightness. And we're lucky to have neon colors, true neon yarns in orange, pink, yellow, and green. So that's 4. And we don't really have a neon blue. That doesn't really exist, but we have this color called process blue, which is as bright as it can kind of get. So when I put all those colors together, first of all, it was obnoxious. Like the first time we looked at it, I was like, "Woo, this is tough," you know. But Philip and I at Cutaway, we're trying to design the first jersey and the first sock styles, and I did them kind of at the same time. The socks worked fine. They're just neon socks. They're bright. The jersey is loud, you know. And
especially
so,
the cloud jerseys and stuff like that,
yeah,
where it's all
yeah.
neon top to bottom.
And we've only done a couple iterations of it, but that's where the colors came from. It was like, okay, what are the 5 brightest colors we can get, and we put them all together. And it's not a rainbow color, but it's like the neon spectrum kind of thing. So that's how the Arsenal colors came.
I've worn a lot of kits in 15, 16 years of riding and racing and doing everything, and I've probably gotten more compliments on kits when I'm wearing something Arsenal. Just because it stands out, it pops, it's different. It's not that kind of monotone colorway, or
for sure,
or maybe black and red or whatever. But I've gotten more compliments on Arsenal kits.
Yeah, and make no mistake, it is not for everyone, you know, and it's obnoxious for the right reasons. My whole point was, if you're going to wear it, be seen, you know,
stand out.
Yeah, and so there's a balance between trying to make something that looks appropriate.
Yeah.
And also is there. Man, are we on time? Did we even start a timer?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think we're about right on. Hopefully that answers Maggie's question about how the Arsenal colors came to life.
Well, thank you to Michelle for asking, and Chris Bradley also as well about the Phoenix, and Maggie as well. We really appreciate the questions. This is episode 5. We're shutting it down. The Be the Bright podcast. You can, if you're YouTubing, I think my hands can do it. You know, subscribe down here, or click to the next episode here and like it. Leave us a comment. Do all that stuff that YouTubers do. I don't know, but like, let's.
We're still new to this. We'll get it all dialed in.
Share us with your buddies, and we look forward to it. Thank you so much, Jordan. Episode 5 in the can, and stay tuned for episode 6.